Now these two gentlemen I don't know too much about.
Got a couple of young guys. Nathan Lyons, this is his debut.
Representing himself.
Okay.
Independent fighter.
Nathan Lyons.
That's always kind of the X factor when you have an independent fighter. You never know whether this guy's just training in his backyard or whether he might be the next GSP. I'm a firm believer that if you want to train, if you want to get into a cage and fight, you got to go to a legitimate gym.
That's right.
The best gym that you can find in your area, whatever area you are. But there are a lot of independent fighters that make their way. Maybe he just might want to go out there and test his mettle and see.
Sure.
See where he is.
Like we said earlier, you got to respect all these guys for getting in the cage. Whether they're making the smartest decision or not is their choice, but you got to respect every individual that steps in there.
Coming out to some Iron Man, so this, as you mentioned, 185-pound bout. So these are going to be some pretty big guys. We've got Lyons 6 foot tall, and he was announced 180 pounds.
Yeah, he's very long. Looks to be very lanky. See if he looks to use some striking. Got some ankle supporters on.
Representing G-Force MMA from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Now G-Force is a tough camp. These guys have been around for over a decade.
Exactly, and Brandon Gabelman, whose cousin Cody Gabelman, one of the best flyweights, and then you've also got Ron Gabelman, his uncle, who's the owner of G-Force MMA.
Sure. So
and
he's been around for, like I said, over a decade, 15, 20 years.
So fighting is the basically the family business over there in the Gabelman clan. And Brandon made his debut back in April. I believe that was a heavyweight bout, and he lost via TKO in the first round. But now dropping down, I think he could maybe even get a little bit lower, once at some point. But he's at 185 pounds now.
Yeah, let's see his physique. Let's see what we got to work with over here. Let's see if there's some butter, as we like to say, that could be melted. There's always room to improve, as I say.
And just from a Hardrock standpoint, we saw Gavin Agnew last year start out at 205 pounds, and then 6 months later he's fighting at 155 pounds. So
yeah, I would say Brandon could probably go down another weight class.
Exactly. I think he might have realized he doesn't want to get in there fighting heavyweights, with his body size.
Yeah, I don't blame him. I don't blame him. But he's prepared. He's trained with a tough camp. You got G-Force guys. They're no joke.
G-Force has been hot tonight.
They have. Those guys always come ready. They scrap. Those boys are always ready to go.
I believe G-Force is 2-1 so far.
It's not too bad.
Gabelman looking to move them up to 3-1. Got Lyons in the red trunks. Brandon Gabelman in the black with the light blue.
It'll be interesting to see Nathan's approach because of his length. He should
He's
use that range. Okay.
Switching stances here. Big right hand there, landed.
A little bit of nervous energy we got going on. A wild shot and missed.
That was definitely, good job by Lyons. Now on top here in half guard.
Let's see if Lyons is patient.
Has that cross face.
Being smart with the forearm in the face, which is good. He should pepper him here a little bit and look to pass.
Trying to sweep, and he looked like he was maybe off balance a little bit there.
Well, he's got his underhook, so he's controlling.
Lyons now in full mount here against Brandon Gabelman.
This will really show how knowledgeable he is on the ground and what he's doing training-wise. If he can look for a submission, if he's able to keep the top position, and so far he's doing a pretty good job.
And he does look, if you see his feet there, he has those grapevines, which is a great way to be able to keep your positioning, your balance on top.
He's keeping his knees pretty tight to the hips as well, which is a good thing to be doing.
Gabelman trying to control the posture here of Lyons, who postures up and throws a big looked like that might even have been a forearm. It was a big shot, though.
Brandon just does not seem to be positionally aware here. He's forgetting the fundamentals here, the shrimp, to move his hips, the buck. He just seems a little lost in this position. And
Lyons doing a good job. He has to be careful not to gas himself out, though, here, throwing a lot of shots.
I think Lyons has got the finish inside. I think it's about that.
Copeland looking at it closely. A TKO win there from Nathan Lyons. Impressive performance. Like I said, you never know what to expect with the independent fighter, but was able to stuff that takedown, end up on top, and get the win.
And I think if you look at Nathan, you see a guy who just, again, looks like one of those average Joes hanging out. You never know. He could work behind a desk, a clerk. He's like Clark Kent over here. Just a very deceiving person. But he got in the cage and he scrapped. I think I think if Brand takes a little more time and works on his game, and he could come back. He obviously showed some heart. He's got to work on those fundamentals, though.
Nathan Lyons moving up to 1-0 now here at Hardrock MMA 81. Picks up the TKO win over Brandon Gabelman.
Yeah, and did very well for an independent fighter. Very impressed.
34 seconds of the very first round. Your winner with a referee stoppage due to unanswered strikes, Nathan Lyons.
Very nice win for Nathan Lyons. A lot of control.
That's awesome. That was their first date.
Oh. Smooth.
Wow, that's good.
Jason Wine always keeping things light here at Hardrock.
He is a funny guy. He is
not the classic ring announcer, but you know, a guy who some active back and forth banter, and it's always fun. I mean, to get a guy who's kind of the master of ceremonies to be having fun.
He is unorthodox in his approach.
I don't even think he's been drinking. So.
Oh, okay. So he's usually a little boozed up.
I'm just saying that's his back and forth banter with being sober. So.
Okay. He's a jack of all trades, I see. Maybe we can swap positions. Maybe I get on the mic up there. He comes back on the commentating. I can be a jack of all trades.
Exactly. We got to see you in the cage though very soon, but in the fighting aspect, hopefully. I know September 17th is the date.
Yeah, you know, like I said, I'm so ecstatic and I'm so ready to fight. I don't, you know, the big thing too is I know people realize that I've been doing this for a long time, but I think people still are always wondering, does Robbie Malov possess any stand-up ability? And it's honestly that big unknown factor, which is awesome for me. I think a lot of people are going to be surprised that when I fight Brian, that it's not just going to be a quick takedown. I know it's what people expect, but if I want to go on the ground, it will. And that's just being respectable. I respect Brian's skill set, but I think people are going to be really surprised with how well-tuned my stand-up skills are. And again, iron sharpens iron. You can't get better training partners than Rich Franklin, the top welterweights in Ohio and Kentucky.